Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here is the breakdown of my recently made a Nike ad. I posted on a YouTube. If you not seen it, link in the description and also a YouTube card. This is the breakdown slash tutorial how I did and my workflow, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna walk through my workflow, the some of the challenges I face, and essentially my workflow and how I approach this kind of animation in Cinema 4D and Octane. So I made a list called Nike breakdown, and I pointed some and I note some main topics to show you in this breakdown. So the first, the thinking about product. So when I was thinking about product, so I lot of research and try to figure out what kind of product I want to make in my mind. But then I think, let's make a Nike ad. Why? Because I saw a lot of good Nike ads, especially M versus M, man versus machine. If you don't know, they are great for Cinema 4D and they made a lot of good Nike ads, and I saw that ads, and this is the inspiration comes from. And the second is getting idea about style. I saw the ads and I need to make a different kind of style, different kind of look. So if you saw that ad, you will also see some of my scene is dark, like contrasty cinematic. So and one shot is pretty light. Then I mix to get the look, slightly unique look. So let's move on. The third is looking some reference assets. So as I said, I see a lot of references, and then I come to man versus machine. And when I finally decided to make a Nike ad, then I need to collect assets. I need a shoe model first. So I did a lot of Google search to get a free shoe model, and I got that one model. It's pretty decent, but I did a lot of work on it to make it look good. Then I search for textures. I got a texture with that model, but I need to some overlapping, some intersection textures. I got textures from Video Copilot, so you already know, guys, who is okay. So now the process number one, here is comes the shoe model assets. First I import a shoe. Let me show you. So this is the actual scene. So let me open shoe project. Okay, so as you can see, let me just make a room for, come on, Octane. Let's undock this and close. So this is the model I got. So basically so this is not the actual model I downloaded. I did a lot of stuff here to make it look good. Means I made this logo. So as you can see, this Nike logo and some minor correction to make it look good. And let's move on and let's see the second. Okay, let me quickly show you. So as you can see, this shoe have nothing textures, all blanks. Once I got the shoe, then I need a textures for it. So let me show you the project. This one, this is the first. Let me show you the another shoe cloth. Okay, so I think this one, yep, I have that textures, so we will talk about a little bit more. Okay, let's fire the Octane so you guys can see path tracing. No path tracing. Okay, let's zoom out, sorry. So as you can see, so this is the basic texture of that shoe. So as you can see, let me add a light so you guys can see. So as you can see, so this is the shoe texture. I made it. Come on. So as you can see, this one. So this is the subsurface scattering and the basic shoe. So the shoe looks good in a correct lighting. So that's why I made second point, texturing and lighting a shoe with Octane Render. So as you can see, Octane Render ready to rock. Let me show you the actual scene, the ball one. So in this scene you will see the actual texture and lighting. Let me zoom out. So as you can see, with correct texture and proper lighting, you get this kind of look. So this is not the final. You will see a difference. We have that topics in my list. So as you can see, let me zoom in so you can see the textures. So as you can see, pretty basic. I think this one is missing. Let me see. Let's select this. No, this is the right one. Yep, nice. No, everything is good. And we have this black body emission with textures, basic noise. If you know Octane, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't know, no worries. So this is the actual shoe, and these balls, as you can see, these are bubbles. These bubbles, pretty good. Okay, let's move the next topic, choosing a camera and a focal length. So this is very important. I'm gonna show you. So this is my camera, and so basically I morphed it to this camera, and as you can see, the all those two cameras have same focal length, which is 36. In this case I need that 36 wide angle because I want to show you the wide and that perspective. So as you can see, so that's why. But let me show you the another scene, the pool one. So as you can see, this is the pretty good example of choosing the correct camera and the focal length. So as you can see, this scene I have a same camera. So as you can see, the 600, if made 36, okay, and then zoom, let's see 600, okay, and this is the 600 camera, as you can see. And now I'm gonna duplicate this. Let's see, I'm gonna take another Octane camera and look through that camera, and as you can see, this camera have a, let's move a bit more simulation first. Okay, so as you can see, we have this camera. So this is the, let's set this a nice frame. So as you can see, this is the 600 and this is the 36 millimeter. So what this does is 600 is means if you have a larger focal length, means your perspective is flat. So you can see the shoe when it's turned, you will see the straight lines. And if I saw in a 36, you will not able to see the straight line. You will see, if I zoom in, you will see these things. You can see the back side because this shoe is a 3D and we're using the wide angle lens and the zoom lens. You can say, can also say, the larger view a flatter look. So as you can see, we still have this 3D, but we have this flat look. If I find the same composition, you can see, we can see the back side, but in this case I don't want to see. So that's why the 600 or larger or 200 depending on the project require. So again, on this scene, not this one, on this scene, so as you can see, this one, so as you can see on this one, I have the camera 50 millimeter and this second one is 100, again 50 and 50. So I have this one called the 100 millimeter camera close. So if I go, you can see, so this is the actual 100 millimeter camera. So let me take off. So as you can see, this one. So depending on your project required, you have to choose the correct camera and the correct focal length to make it look good. So you can see, if I let's composition, yep, I turned it so you can see the grid, so you can get the perfect composition and the things you want to show your audience and all that. Okay, so let's move on the next. The fourth one is composition and framing a shot. So this is the second. Once you create a camera, you have to create a perfect composition and frame your shots. So in cinema you have a lot of great tools in a camera, so you can compose your shot first. So let me go to the ball one, fire this Octane. So as you can see in this scene, we have a camera, okay, and we enable the composition helpers. So as you can see, we enabled the rule of thirds and spiral, the golden spiral. So as you can see, so these things is really helpful to compose your shots. So as you can see, the spiral, if you don't know how to use, it's pretty simple, but this is not the point is the correct composition and framing is really helpful to make the scene look good. So as you can see, the rule of thirds, and I place this one right in the middle of this line, and in this one also, as you can see, if I enable the golden spiral, so as you can see, spiral coming right here, and means your attention always go right in this part first. So as you can see, again the framing is very important, you have to understand that first. So let's see the second, the pool one. So as you can see, so this pool, let's play this, let's delete this camera. See this one, I just use the rule of thirds and place this shoe in the middle, not a perfect because I don't want it to be 100% accurate. As you can see, it's looking pretty good. That's why the framing your shot is very important, you have to understand, very serious. So in this case, as you can see, let's go back and play. So as you can see, so this is, and again the spiral and the rule of thirds coming clutch. So see the spiral and rule of thirds, and in this case, let me show you the camera. So the camera, as you can see, focal length 160, and for the second one I use the 50 because if I toggle, let's see where I can toggle. So I use this stage, so I need to disable. If I go there here, so as you can see, so this is the 50 mil and far back. So as you can see, let me show you the top view. So 50, and this is my 100 mil 160. So this is the wide, and as you can see, this is a tighter lens and give me the flatter look which I want in this scene. So two different cameras, two different focal length, good to go. So that's the focal length, the camera power to tell your stories, whatever you wanna. So let's move on to the next one. When you done your compositing and framing, time to animate the scene slash shoe animation. Okay, so for this I did a lot of R&D how I want to animate my scene or shoe. So first I think about a shoe, definitely, because this is the main shoe product, so everyone is looking at a shoe, not the environment. I did a lot of research first to get the idea of how much I can animate, because I have a fairly decent hardware to stuff, so I can't do complicated stuff because I don't have time to do that and enough power. So this is the first test I did. So I thought let's break this with this cube, means this breaking animation. So let me show you. If I play this, you will see what I mean. I thought this may be a cool destruction kind of animation, so let me explain you pretty quickly. So let's go back through the camera. So as you can see, so nothing much about in this scene. What I did basically is just a shoe with a keyframe animating in and out, and we have this fracture, and I fracture it. If you go open, okay, so what I did, I just fracture it using the Voronoi fracture. So let's disable. Okay, so I fracture and then I add a connector. So this connector is helping me to connect all the pieces. These pieces will activate when this shoe is hitting, means this is a shoe is a collider object, so it means see, yep, I disable it because I bake this animation. So the shoe is a collider and this is the rigid. Yep, I think, yeah, no, sorry. So this is the collider and this is the rigid. So this the rigid body and the sphere is a collider. So I thought this may be a cool idea to do this, like a breaking stuff, but then I made the another. So this one, yep, this one, this is like whatever you wanna call. So as you can see, dripping inside a shoe. This is also a simulation, so it takes a time. And again, as you can see, 100 mil. You have to decide what kind of perspective you want to show your audience. So this is, and then I did the another thing, this one. So this is the cloth. So as you can see, this is the final cloth and this is the cloth. Let me disable textures. So this is the, let me disable the light. So as you can see, so this is the first test I did for this cloth animation on my shoe, and I have two options to do this. Is first cloth simulation, and the second one is the very nice, the soft body. So I did the cloth simulation, but in a cinema the cloth system and the actual dynamics are both are different. They cannot interact with each other. So that's why I decided to use the rigid body, sorry, the soft body dynamic system in cinema. So this is the test I did. I thought I can drop this cloth on a shoe, and shoe is sitting on that floor like that. But as you can see, that final scene I did completely different. Where is this? Yep, this one. So as you can see in this scene, I did completely different. I use the camera guides so you can see better. So I use the cloth, sorry, I use the soft body. So this is the bucket. So I bake this animation. So as you can see, let me disable the lights. So as you can see, this is the cloth and itself. So as you can see, we have this plane and some smoothing for this cloth. Disable it, you will see, because I don't want to make this scene much higher polygons, so that's why the smoothing and then cloth surface for the subdivision. If I zero out this, so this is the two, because this is a bake, that's why you will see this ugly intersection. Okay, so let's see that set. And I did nothing for the thickness. I don't know why, but it will not show in a render because the scene is not that perspective type, so that's why it will not show. Okay, so this is the shoe, and as you can see, I'm pretty happy with the cloth simulation. So as you can see, the soft body is pretty good, highly recommend it. So as you can see, for this thing, so as you can see, this is the pulling out. So so as you can see, we have this sphere is doing all that good stuff for us. And how I did, so let me show you. So let's grab a sphere, press T, make a small as you want. Let's see, make a small. And so we need to make this a dynamics, but we have to add the, sorry, come on, where is this? We have to add the ghost body. So what is it's make this sphere a dynamic object, but it will not follow, it will not fall down or doing the dynamic kind of stuff, but it is a dynamic. So you can use this as a trigger to trigger your dynamic stuff, dynamics and all that. So this sphere is also a ghost body. So as you can see, so what you want to do, it's press shift C. It's basically in cinema, and type the connector. I need a connector to connect from this sphere to this dynamic cloth. So remember, this one is also dynamics, this one is also dynamics, so they both can connect. So now let's pull this down for organization purpose. No, I don't need this connector. pull this down, and let's go to the connector, and we need the fix connector. So we need this fix. My object is this guy. This is my first object, and where is my cloth? So let me see what I did. I use this plane, so I have to use this a plane in that second, and so now you can see something happening, but this is still not enough. I have to tell what kind of attachment I want polygon points. So I want a polygon points. So which point I did? One. Okay, let me type 1541 point. So as you can see, now this point is connected, so you can see the line. So as you can see, so this line right here and this line right here, it will not doing that stuff because this is the baked dynamic. I bake this dynamic, so that's why, but you get the point. You can connect like this. So as you can see, this is the connected. So that's how you can do this simple stuff. So let's see. Okay, so now move the, okay, so this one. So as you can see in this scene, so in this scene I did the simple shoe animation, dropping on that cube and move around. So you will see, so like that it will come and make a roll. Come on. So as you can see, and let me fire up the Octane. Let's enable the stage. Let me disable it. For this scene, as you can see, the shoe is animating, this thing is animating, but as you can see, the environment is not that good. I just have the HDRI image from Video Copilot backlight collection. So this is the backlight collection map, and as you can see, I just have this cube and this object. This is also the VC motion design collection model. So pretty good. I love this kind of sci-fi stuff. So I use the Octane. So as you can see, this Octane to make this kind of spiky jumping around, to make it a look good, not just a flat cube sitting here. Okay, so as you can see, now currently the count is low because I just want to show you the process. Okay, so if I increase 10, now you will see the more this kind of spiky, and how this is I made. Let me show you. Okay, let me show you in a new scene. So what you can do, first run this Octane. You can go to your object tab Octane scatter. As you can see, your in object manager you can see your Octane scatter. Let's make a cube and let's make a 200 by 1. So as you can see, we have this one stick and with it all. So let's put this in a Octane scatter, and we need to give it a surface. It's basically like the cloner, but much better way. It will handle a lot of clones and keep your viewport very free, can still navigate. So let me take a plutonic object and let's use this as a surface. So as you can see, in a viewport you can see it's only, and let me duplicate the cube couple of times. Let's see, this 4 is enough. And now if you go your Octane scatter, you can see you can increase your count how much you want. Let me add the Octane light. So as you can see, now it is working on that vertex of this plutonic object. So if I change it to surface clones, let me make this 100, let's 5000. So now you can see, but you can add your factors here, or you can, where is this, you can go distribution, and as you can see we have this position, scale and rotation tab, where you can add a noise, and then this noise will drive your position, rotation and scale of your object. So add the direction where this will can, so 100. So now you can see it will randomize here and increase the global scale of your noise. So now you can see something happening, and if I use this same noise, put it in a scale the stuff, so and let's, so in this case if you add in a rotation nothing will happen. Okay, so you have, so if you increase the threshold, it's basically the clipping your noise. So as you can see, we have this part showing on the top. So if I go to 50, you can see noise is clipping, and your min and max, so this is the also the clipping your noise but the different way. So let me and your see it's also, and this is your vector. So if I zero out this that example and see we have a different color on that. So if I made a octane diffuse material couple of times, duplicating, apply one by one, let's fire up octane. So now you can see the color is also randomized based on the noise we put it here. So as you can see, so if I randomize this cube, you will see we randomize the order of the color. There are a lot of different way to use this octane scatter, but this is the one way I just show you, and this is the way I use in this scene. And a lot of the heavy lifting is handling with octane. So come on, so as you can see, so this is the frame, not this one, this is the actual frame with proper lighting. Oh my god, oh I just missed this. Yep, I missed the lighting part, so I'm gonna process of this scene, any of the scenes. So let me disable the octane scatter because it is just not a good thing to on while I'm working. Oh my god, I just messed up with my camera. For this scene, as you can see, we have 3 lights. So if I disable it, all 3 lights, and go back to my camera, so now you can see just the HDRI is doing everything. So as you can see, we have this map. If I disable, you can just see the actual octane emission lighting on everywhere. Okay, so let's see. So first I grab the HDRI. So again from VC, as you can see, video copilot stuff, grab the HDRI, and then I add a lights. So this is my first light, this one. So this is my first light. So this is the backlight from the object. So as you can see, so difference. So if you not, let me store the render buffer and then enable. Now you can see the difference. So let me just load this thing. So as you can see, so this is the first light coming through, and you can see the subsurface scattering on a shoe. Okay, and then disable. Now the second light is behind his side. So as you can see, so this light, so as you can see, so this light is coming right from here. So this is my camera and this is the light, and the third light is actually the town. So as you can see, let me show you. So this is my first light, the second here, and this is the third one sitting down and 45 angle. So as you can see, so this is the 3 lights and this is the tags. So the first one I use the 50% intensity, 6500 for everyone, and this one is 310 for that one. So let's see the lighting process on this ball scene. Okay, let's see, come on. Okay, and now you can see, so this scene I have the same kind of principle, add a HDRI and then add a couple of lights. So in this case I just use the 2 area lights, octane area lights. So for disable and camera, now you can just see the HDRI. And by the way, this is already looking pretty good for me. I need to make the shoe stand out. I use the side light, shoe side. So let me show you the top view. So as you can see, this is my camera, and I just put one light from the side. So again, as you can see, illuminating the subsurface scattering, and again the second light is opposite side of this light. So as you can see is blowing out, but not that much. So as you can see the power is 15%. For this on 5 it is still blowing, but this will recover in a composite. Speaking about composite, so here we have the next topic, rendering multiple EXR sequences. Once I figure out all that animation, lighting, texturing, make sure everything is looking good, my framing. By the way, I'm doing this Control T. Let me check the 30 frame per second and 720p. Okay, figure out everything. Then I think which format I need to render out this thing. First, I think the PNG is good enough. I can use the PNG 32-bit, looking good. Then I need some passes. Passes for what? So first I think I need depth of field on this shoe. Maybe the Octane is taking longer time to render out the depth of field. For this scene, for this ball shoe scene, I render out some passes. So as you can see, I made it the Octane passes. If I go to the passes, so as you can see, so this render passes I use the EXR. Why EXR? Because the EXR is the format specifically made for VFX artist. Why? Good question. I will show you in a comp in when we go to the next compositing topic. So EXR 32 version, whatever you want, I use RLE. Okay, and make sure the show passes check, multiple layer file check, and I use the linear color profile here and also in my Octane setting. If I go to the Octane setting, go to the camera images, so as you can see the response is linear, and I did some gamma 2.2 because the correct gamma and exposure is 1. Okay, so passes. Image color profile is linear, tone mapping type also linear because I want a linear as possible, so I can color grade how I want, so that's why. And if I go to the beauty passes, so I check the raw and the emitter, the environment, and SSS, the subsurface scattering, and I think that's it, nothing else here. Yep. And as I said, I need the depth of field, so I need those passes. I depth and position pass, but the position pass is very helpful. I will show you in a comp. I will show you in a when we go to the next composite topic, the position and the Z depth, and I increase the sampling to 500, and the sampling mode is non-distribute without pixel filter rating. I will also tell you what is this and why I use this one, not the other distributed trace and the non-filter whatever. So, and also the Z depth and material, nothing else. So this is my passes, and then I render out everything. Let's see in this scene what I did. Yep, in this scene I did not render out anything. Then I realized I don't need a passes because I'm using EXR 32-bit and all that beauty stuff. Okay, so now at this point I render all the passes in Cinema 4D and some Cinema 4D and some in the Octane standalone. So this is the Cinema 4D stuff. So now let's move on we have the composite EXR sequences in After Effects. So I'm an After Effects guy, so I'm gonna show you how I composite in After Effects. Okay, so let's move on the After Effects and see how I did. Alright, so here we have in After Effects. So I just want to show you the EXR, why we use it and how to use it. Okay, I just render out the two sequences. One is the EXR with the passes, and this is just a beauty. You can render a single EXR sequence with a beauty and all that passes, but I just accidentally did it, so keep that in mind. You can do this with all that passes and your main beauty path in a one single EXR sequence. So I just render out the one EXR frame just to show you how you can use it for your project. So as you can see, and let me import the beauty also. So this to beauty, and this one is passes. Okay, so this is the beauty. So but as you can see, this color maybe not looking accurate because we have to. So as you can see, the color profile is sRGB and linear, so make sure you have to choose the 32-bit, the sRGB linear workspace. If you did not check this box, you don't have the linear workspace, and if you uncheck this one and just keeping the 32-bit, it's not enough information to work on a color. So you have to use the sRGB and linear workspace. And then let's go to the passes and add the effects called extractor to extract all the passes. So we apply the extractor and click on the, and now select the layer. So this is the layer we just selected in a Octane. So let's, and as you can see, we have the beauty pass. My bad. Okay, so if I check the beauty, and so we have the same beauty pass, and now I can Control T, make a duplicate, delete this beauty, and the second one I'm gonna add the Z depth or position. Let's see, let's use the Z. Let me play. Okay, so as you can see, so this is the Z depth. So remember I said about the non-distribution layer kind of stuff in cinema. So this is why, because we need the depth pass or a position pass. The pixel is not blend between. So as you can see, the transition is pretty sharp. So as you can see, this is the white and this is the dark. So we need that sharp transition. We don't want the 402 pixel feather to the black to white. So this is the position one. Let's zero out this. So as you can see, so this is the position, and let's apply the level and use the blue, and now I can adjust the blue one. So as you can see, so that's how you get this thing done. So the same thing for your Z depth, apply Z depth and then the levels, and then crush how you want. Doing all that stuff, make sure to do that up pre-comp and height. And then for depth of field, I use the fresh loop depth of field plugin, FL depth. So fresh loop depth of field, this is the best depth of field plugin on a market, so use this. Let's also extract this one first, the beauty, sorry, the pre-comp, the beauty, and add the fresh loop and use the blur for the top, and the focus point is right here, and let's increase the radius. So now you can see, so this is the focus of my shoe. Let me make a 40. So as you can see, if I click here, this thing will focus, and so that's why I use the EXR and the depth of field passes and all that good stuff. So this is the EXR sequences. I did the extracting the passes and and then creating the depth of field. Also you have to create the camera motion blur. So how you did that camera motion blur? So pretty simple. So let's create a new adjustment layer on top, and then you can use the, let me show you on the other project, the main. So as you can see, project, me go, where is this? So this one, I think. So what I did is, to get the motion blur, you can use the pixel motion blur. Is pretty good, and once you apply, you can use the manual or automatic to get the perfect motion blur. Make sure you have that motion blur. So let me show you where is we need last scene. So as you can see, so this scene I needed that motion. can see, so this part, this is the starting part. So this one have that motion blur. Let me show you the frame where you can see the motion blur happening. Motion blur, so pixel motion blur is very good, but it's too heavy. I mean, it's not that heavy, but it is heavy. So make sure you do all your good stuff and then apply the motion blur, pixel motion blur. You can use the third party, but I don't have that budget, so I use the built-in for me. This is the starter. Okay, so what is the next topic? So next is CC and grading. So the CC, let me show you which one. So in this one I use the good old lumetri panel. So as you can see, if I disable lumetri, so this is the output I get from Octane. Slightly CC color correction, some basic stuff you guys can easily do. So for this I did some amazing stuff. So as you can see, if I disable this adjustment, so as you can see, so this is the I got from Octane. And for this scene I disable lumetri, so this is I got from Octane, and I did that, nothing crazy. And also for this one, lumetri and curves and glow, so this is I got from Octane. And from color grade, so this is the glow for this logo. And the CC lumetri is very handy. And let's move on to the next. Okay, so the CC is very simple. I mean, so CC is not that crazy. I just did some minor changes in color correction. Okay, so now let's move on to the next part, creating title animation start and also the Nike. So title animation, what I mean is, so this is the title. As you can see, the actual title you can see pop up when you start to watch. So as you can see, so this is the Nike Airflex is the actual text, revolution. So this is the main starting title you guys see. If I play, so this is the title. And let's see how I made this. Let me show you the, okay, we have this pre-comp, and if I open it, you can see the nothing is happening, just a simple noise. It's just show you the keyframe. So black to white, so you can see just fractal noise, brightness is keyframe it. And then what I use this as a set mat for disable. So this for my this text, where is my text? So this one. So for my text, so as you can see, the text also have just opacity and scale. So as you can see, fade out, just a fade out, and use this bar on a side. And when I parent it to the text, so they're doing the same thing the text is doing. And then use the set mat and use the noise layer as a distortion map. So you can see that distortion map, and then when I use it, you will get this. So pretty simple, nothing crazy. And then I use the tint for CC, yep, to make it red. And that's it for this text. And let's move on to that one, this Nike. So for this one I also need some distortion, whatever you want to call. So I just there to animate my primary animation. So if I show you this one, so this is the text. So as you can see, nothing, just a wipe, linear wipe, you can use whatever. So as you can see, we applied a set mat, double set mat, and if I disable it, you can see nothing happening. But if I enable these two, now you can see this is just a box, and these are the particles, but this is not a particle system. The repeater repeating all those shape layers. So as you can see, I'm not going deep inside because this will take a long time to explain, and this is happening. Then I disable it and use a set mat both way, and for that reason. So as you can see, the ends with those circles. And then if I move on a title section, now you can see the distortion and the wipe and the circles. See, so for the distortion, the same thing, using a noise. As you can see, the noise, two noise layer, okay, and they are stretching. As you can see on a width, two noise, and then set this to overlay, nothing fancy. So as you can see, and then use the, again the, in this case now I use the displacement map because this is a displacement, so I displace using the displacement. And it for this title, now this is my this is the comp, this is the final comp window. Now you can see, let's see the next topic. Okay, so this is the done, and then rendering the final sequences, and we can move on to the next one. So now this is the final sequence in After Effects, as you can see. So this is the final sequence running through in After Effects. And here, as you can see, let me show you. So this one, let me show you the, so this is the, I use for to create this line, I use the shape layer. You can use shape layer, but I use the Trapcode 3D stroke because I need that thick and then thin line. So that's why, because I don't want to draw the shape like here and then here. Use this 3D stroke to get the job done. And that's my sequence with all that. Oh, I did miss to show you this. Okay, yo, let's see. So this is the logo, as you can see. Let me move back and show you this one first. Let's open this last scene. So now you can see what is happening here. So as you can see, all that motion blur, sorry, all that motion graphics is on top. So this motion graphic is just a shape layer, nothing fancy, and then adding a glow, just following the path, and one is line and one is those circles. So when it comes, those circles are popping, and then the line come through, so like that. And then the zoom, and then for, so as you can see, now the transition is happening from here to here. So as you can see, now I'm isolating the logo. Oh, I don't want to go inside because I don't have a time. I will show you best as I can. So these are the simple things. Those are the shapes, layer following the path. And again, here is using the set mat. I use the track mat, but you can use the set mat. And for here, where is this? Yup, very slightly. So as you can see, so this is the another guy. It's just a stroke with displacement. The same thing, I just show you the air flex. Okay, so now let's move on the final edits and the sound design in Premiere Pro. Okay, let's move. All right, so this is the last stage of making the Nike ad. So as you can see, the simple and the easy. So I just add the wear headphone for YouTube only, and just a middle cut. So, and this is the process number 3, arranging sequences in timeline 720p. Yeah, this is the 720p timeline, 30 frame per second, and just a one cut, because I did in everything in After Effects, and then I realized that I did in After Effects, then why I put it on my list, arranging sequences in a timeline. I don't know. But as you can see now, this is the footage, and I added a one title. See that, the Nike one, the main Nike. So where is this one? This is added in a Premiere Pro, not in After Effects, because after I realized I need to add that logo, so I did it in Premiere. So whoa, sound is so crazy. So as you can see, so this, let's sound effects, and 90% of the sound is coming from the motion pulse from Video Copilot. Again, as you can see the motion pulse box, this is just layering soundtracks and getting done. So as you can see, show you the all the songs, all the sound effects. So as you can see, the ambient sound is all over the video clip, and then I arranging these small sound effects. So as you can close everything, and then I did what I did, nothing. And then so as you can see, this frame is looking pretty good. The motion blur, the depth of field, sound is too loud. I don't wanna, whoa, too crazy. So this is the process of making the Nike ad. Hope you guys enjoy to see my breakdown, my workflow. It's not that professional workflow, not the dumbest workflow, in somewhere middle. Hope you guys enjoy, and you guys have some tips you can give me. And now we have the fourth, final rendering. Yeah, adding sound effects and then render out, and you're done, good to go. Okay guys, so that's it for this breakdown. Please let me know in the comment below. And now we have the Cinema R20 now, so maybe, let's see, maybe we can make another ad in R20, who knows. But one thing is sure, tutorial will coming soon, so stay tuned, and we will talk to you in a way next tutorial, I guess. Okay, so take care, bye.